I'm Audrey Laser. Today on Lincoln Now, Election Day, a new tropical storm, and RIP to Peanut. Find Lincoln Now on Instagram.
Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live with Isaiah Banks and Taylor Neer.
Forget the national election. All the ballots in the GLHS election have been tallied. The results?
The curtain rises tomorrow for our fall show, Radium Girls, a preview.
And exploring an important issue that impacts many of our students. Some advice.
Lincoln Live starts now.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Isaiah Banks.
And I'm Taylor Neer.
Taylor, it's a huge day today.
That's right. I hope my Steelers make a good trade before the deadline.
No, it's election day, and there's a record turnout that's expected today.
In case you've been living under a rock for the past 6 months, Vice President Kamala Harris is facing off with former President Donald Trump for the presidency.
More than 2.5 million Ohioans voted during the early voting days, but long lines are still expected at polling places today.
Polls opened this morning at 6:30, and they will stay open until 7:30 tonight. And anybody who is in line at 7:30 will be able to vote.
Registered voters are reminded to bring a government-issued ID.
There are quite a few 18-year-old students at Lincoln who are voting for the first time today, and they all agree that it's a privilege.
Well, turning 18 is a big deal. You can buy lottery tickets, and especially this year, you can vote in the presidential election. And I think it's really important to utilize the free exercise that you have to have a say in who becomes the president of the United States. And I think it's, to be able to vote myself as a woman and have a say in this big presidential election is pretty exciting.
It's going to be very important because it paves the way for everything that's going to be happening in the future.
It feels great to be able to vote. I get to, spread my opinion on who I think is a better candidate. Not many other people might not agree, but it's just a way to get your thoughts out there and support your country.
Continuing with the topic of voting, the ESS students are excited and ready to vote. Yesterday, they held their own election night right here in the main gym. Students were invited into the gym to come fill out a ballot and then play games. The ESS kids counted the votes and taught everyone the importance of voting. We talked to Mrs. Hannah and some students on how the event is going and what the students are excited about.
So today's going great. We are hosting the Kids Voting Ohio election for the whole high school. So we are encouraging people to come down, vote for president, senator, judge, as well as issue 1, meet some elected officials, as well as gather some literature and learn more about the voting process.
So how did the students and staff at Gahanna Lincoln, along with local officials, vote?
Over 800 votes were cast in the gym yesterday, and the results are in.
For president, the GLHS pick is Vice President Kamala Harris with 544 votes.
Donald Trump was a distant second with 240 votes. The Libertarian and Independent candidates also received a total of 32 votes, so Kamala Harris wins the GLHS election.
Now to results for Ohio Senator, where incumbent Democrat Sherrod Brown is being challenged by Republican Bernie Moreno.
In the pick here at Gahanna Lincoln is Sherrod Brown with 545 votes.
Bernie Moreno was also a distant second with 219 votes. So, the Gahanna Lincoln vote goes to Senator Brown.
Now to the race for Justice of the Ohio Supreme Court, where Democrat Melody Stewart is facing off against Republican Joseph Dieters, and voting along the party lines continue.
Judge Stewart received 559 votes compared to Dieters' 241.
And finally to Ohio's Issue 1, which is an Ohio constitutional amendment which will create an appointed redistricting commission not elected by or subject to removal by voters, and would repeal constitutional protections against gerrymandering.
The voters at GLHS have spoken, and Issue 1 passes with 579 votes compared to 220 votes for no. So that's a look at the election. Now on to the fall play, Radium Girls, which opens on Thursday. The cast has been working hard to make this performance set in the 1920s come to life. With time-accurate costumes, props, and hair and makeup, it's sure to immerse you in the New Jersey factory of the U.S. Radium Corporation. Here's Joshua Carson with a quick synopsis of the plot.
A couple girls that work in a factory, and the paint that they're using to paint clocks in the factory is made out of radium, and because they're pointing it with their lips, which means like they're actively licking radium, it rots their jaws and causes a whole bunch of other problems. And then they get the law involved. They go to court. Super sad, but it's a very good play. I recommend seeing it.
Thanks, Joshua. A reminder that tickets can be bought at locallevelevents.com for $12.
The days are turning more blue as winter approaches, but what is the effect of it?
Will Waters here in studio tell us about that and more.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, Will. Take it away.
All right, thank you. We have finally started entering the fall and winter months, and there are many fun and exciting holidays coming up. But this time of year sometimes bring a sense of unease to many individuals. Shorter daylight hours and less amount of sunlight can affect student and teachers' mental health. But what is this called? Our Mackenzie Kemp went out to get the story on why the fall and winter months can affect students' mental health so significantly. Here she is.
With the leaves changing color and winter on the way, there are many exciting events coming up. But sometimes the change in seasons brings a sense of dread for people, one being seasonal depression.
So seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD, or sometimes commonly called the winter blues, is really just a form of depression.
Seasonal affective disorder is a type of mood disorder that consists of intense feelings of sadness, mood changes, irritability, fatigue, and it really starts to impair that person's ability to function at home, at school, just with their daily life routines.
While many people know what seasonal depression is, they are sometimes unaware of what causes it and why it happens.
I think what causes it is the lack of sunshine. I'm a summer person, so when I'm out in the sun, I guess I glow more is a weird way of saying it.
The research is unclear as to what exactly causes seasonal affective disorder, but there are a couple things that people will look at. One of them being that there are shorter daylight hours during the fall and winter months, and so because of those shorter daylight hours, people are getting less serotonin in their body, and serotonin is really that feel-good chemical. Another potential cause is with shorter daylight hours, people are producing more melatonin in their body, and melatonin can lead to making people feel more tired, sleepy.
So something to know is if you do notice a thing where in the winter months you start to feel down and you're starting to notice this pattern from year to year, it's important to talk to your parents, talk to a mental health professional, and just let them know what you're experiencing, because there are evidence-based strategies to help with SAD.
While seasonal depression is hard to get through, there are many ways to combat it, and there are many resources here at school to help.
I struggled with this for a long time, and one thing that helped was seeing a doctor, because they helped me understand why I was feeling this way, and I'm not the only one who gets this.
With any form of depression, meeting with a mental health professional can help. Eating a healthy and balanced diet, getting exercise, and definitely being around people. So that's one of the best things you can do if you are feeling down, is staying around friends or family, and just being involved in activities.
So remember, if you are struggling with the winter blues, be sure to reach out to someone for help. This is Mackenzie Kemp for Lincoln Live.
If you're taking government, be sure to pay attention to this next announcement. The second blood drive of the year is next Friday, and donating or helping set up and tear down will count as one of your community service activities. If you're interested in helping out, be sure to talk to your government teacher or email Ms. Falk at falkk@ggps.org with any questions. Well, that's all from me. Sending it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Will.
Well, Lincoln, that's all we have for you today. But make sure you go vote today because it's election day. Well,
Hey, we do have some of the radium.
There
we go.
Why don't you talk?
Oh, there was